Namaskar. Welcome to News Case by Kalam IAS. In News Case, we bring to you the most important news of the day with respect to UPSC examination. So today's news is impeachment of the judges in India. So yesterday, opposition started, motion against the impeachment of judge of Allahabad High Court named Justice Shekhar Kumar Yadav. So Justice Shekhar Kumar Yadav has had made certain remarks which in the eyes of opposition parties are unconstitutional, and as a result they have started the impeachment proceedings against Justice Shekhar Kumar Yadav. So the remarks were made in the Allahabad High Court premises itself in an event organized by Vishwa Hindu Parishad. So from examination perspective, what is important for us? For us, it is important now becomes that we know the process of impeachment and the certain laws and constitutional provision around the impeachment of judges of the Supreme Court and also High Court. So the impeachment of the Supreme Court judges and High Court judges, can be done under Article 124(4), that is of the Supreme Court judges, and Article 218 for the High Court judges. Apart from that, ground for impeachment under the constitutions, there are two grounds. One is proved misbehavior and other is incapacity. So two grounds are mentioned for impeachment of the judges, and to impeach a judge, 2/3 of the members of the House present and voting should pass the resolution to remove the judge from his or her position. What are the constitutional provisions related to impeachment of the judges? First is Article 124(4) deals with the removal of judge of the Supreme Court, and Article 218 provide provisions that the provisions which are applicable for the removal of Supreme Court judge are also applicable for the removal of a High Court judge. What it requires is that a majority of the total membership of each house, whenever the motion is presented in a house, majority of the total membership, for example, if 543 members are there in the Lok Sabha, then 272 members at least should pass the resolution. So majority of the total membership of each house, and apart from that, 2/3 majority of the members present and voting has to clear the resolution to initiate and to remove or impeach the judge of Supreme Court or a High Court. The details of the procedures are in the Judges Inquiry Act. In the Judges Inquiry Act, the first step for the removal is the motion, starting of the motion. And to start a motion, there has to be at least 50 members of Rajya Sabha to start a motion against the impeachment of a judge. And if the motion is started in the Lok Sabha, then at least 100 signatories have to be there of the motion. So 50 Rajya Sabha members or 100 Lok Sabha members have to put on their signature in the motion to start the impeachment of a judge of a Supreme Court or a High Court. Now comes the role of the Speaker of the Chairman. In whichever house the motion is initiated, the member of that, the Speaker or Chairman of that house will form a 3-member committee. 3-member committee should constitute. First member should either be Chief Justice of India or a Supreme Court judge nominated by Chief Justice of India. Second member would be High Court Chief Justice. Any of the High Court Chief Justice should be the second member. And third member would be a distinguished jurist in the eyes of Speaker or the Chairman. So Speaker or Chairman constitutes a committee, 3-member committee. 2 members, first member would be Chief Justice of India or a Supreme Court judge. Second member would be Chief Justice of any of the High Court. Third member would be distinguished jurist in the eyes of the Speaker and the Chairman. Once the committee is constituted, committee will investigate and submit the report to the house in which the investigation is done. So they will submit the report either in the Rajya Sabha or in the Lok Sabha. If the judge is found guilty, then both houses, the motion will be put to vote in both the houses, and both the houses will clear the motion with majority, in which the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha both 50% of the members of the total members should vote, and at least 2/3 of the present and voting should clear the motion to proceed further. Finally, once the motion is cleared by both the houses with 50% majority of the total membership and 2/3 of the members present and voting, then it is presented to President for approval. And once the President issues removal, once it is given to the President has to issue the removal order. Now, in the past, there have been 5 instances when the removal of judges has taken place, or the initiatives have taken place for the removal of judges. First was Justice V. Ramaswamy of the Supreme Court in 1993. He was, it was alleged that financial impropriety has been conducted by him, and the motion, though initiated, the committee found him guilty, but motion failed in the parliament. So Justice V. Ramaswamy was the first. Second is Justice Soumitra Sen. He was also charged with corruption charges. The motion was cleared by Rajya Sabha, but by the time it went to Lok Sabha, the Justice Soumitra Sen resigned from his position, and as a result, the motion lapsed. Third one was Justice S.K. Ganguly. Justice S.K. Ganguly was, accused of sexual harassment, but the committee cleared him due to lack of evidence. Fourth is Justice J.B. Padliwal. J.B. Padliwal also for financial, remarks and the controversial remarks, the motion was dropped before being put to vote. Justice C.V. Nagarjun in 2017 for financial misconduct, again the motion failed. So no judge in the history of Indian Supreme Courts and High Courts, no judge has ever been impeached. The motion has been initiated for 5 judges before the current motion. The 5 judges have, but none of them have been removed. Now, what are the key points from the prelims perspective? First is Article 124(4) and Article 218 of the Constitution, where Article 124(4) says that it lays down the removal of the judges of the Supreme Court. 218 says that removal of judges or impeachment of the judges of the High Court has to follow the same procedure as mentioned in the Article 124(4). Grounds provided in the Constitution are proved misbehavior and incapacity, both for Supreme Court judges as well as for the High Court judges. Judges Inquiry Act 1968 governs the procedure, as we discussed, the 50 members in the Rajya Sabha, 100 members in the Lok Sabha, then going to vote, and then finally the formation of committee, and then going to vote, and finally signature of the president. This whole procedure is governed by Judges Inquiry Act 1968, and high threshold of removal to ensure independence, judicial independence. The 2/3 majority is required in each house to ensure judicial independence is there, and all parties have to come together finally to remove a single judge from either a Supreme Court or High Court. And finally, we also have to remember, none of the impeachment attempts have succeeded so far. As a result, no judge in the Supreme Court or High Court has ever been impeached. This is it in the news case. Thank you very much.